Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Okay, we should be back now. So we are finally live here on this Tuesday night. Sorry about that. Hello, much improved, much wow. Thanks for joining. We are sorry for the delay and what's going on with the stream. Usually I try to stream it horizontally, so somehow, whatever reason, YouTube would not let me go live horizontally tonight. I had an update, and I was like, okay, let's try to fix this, and it ain't working. So, got to do it the vertical way. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is for tonight. But we are live here. Game 3. First 2 games didn't go very great. Shot 211 and then 171 game 2. So just really struggled with ball reaction game 2, and had a couple splits and had no doubles. So very, very weird. So if you're in the chat, or in the stream, stopping by, post something in the chat, say hi, tell me where you're from, or if you're a bowler or whatever else. But yeah, I just like to just started this year just kind of streaming game 3 in my house shot league here, and I switched to two-handed for the first time over the summer, and I've been experimenting, trying to get a little bit better doing that. And definitely it's been a learning for me. Definitely not very good where I was one-handed, so I'm trying to get better, but we'll see how it goes. I'm also dealing with a torn tendon in my elbow, so that hasn't helped either. So I'm trying to manage that, and then changing from one-handed to two-handed, and it's kind of been a disaster. So right now we're throwing the Storm IQ Red Ruby. And that's a really bad shot. And we get 8. But yeah, it doesn't feel great every shot so far. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Probably get a cortisone shot to try to help me get through the season. And then after that, I'm probably looking at having a surgical procedure to fix what I'm going through with the torn elbow tendon. So. Michigan, nice. Hello, Timmy. Thanks for stopping by. Are you a bowler as well, or what brought you in on this Tuesday evening? Again, usually I do run a contest every week as well, but for some reason I got to figure out why it's not streaming. So in future weeks, I run a guess the game my game 3 score contest where if you post in the chat before game 3 starts, you are entered in to win. And if you get it exactly right, my score in game 3, you win the whole pot. And this week it was up to $40. So next week will be $45. I add $5 to the pot each week. So if you want to get in on that, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure when I go live to get in the chat and post the score that you think I'll shoot in game 3. But this week, for some reason, like I said, we had technical difficulties. Couldn't get it up and running. Had to go vertical, and it just messed up everything. So going without it. But I also bowl Wednesday nights. This is a Tuesday night house shot league. My Wednesday night league is a challenge shot where my buddy actually streams out of Bowl Better. Hashtag Bowl Better is his handle, and he live streams our Wednesday challenge league. But I just do game 3 as a house shot just to do something fun. I also streamed our summer leagues as I started out going two-handed. But yeah, definitely not where I need to be, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to continue because I won't be able to bowl next summer if I'm going to have surgery. I won't be able to practice. I haven't been able to practice as much as I want to because of that. And obviously my scores have suffered. I'm just not as good as I need to be. So just trying to get through right now and figure out next steps. I like bowling two-handed just because my rev rate has jumped. I'm like when we measured it at the other place where I bowl, which has the program, the software to track everything. It's escaping my mind right now. And I was up to 480 rev rate, so it's pretty good for me because one-handed I am much lower than that. As you can see, the ball is just way too much if I don't get it in the oil. Frustrating. Can't miss out because it hooks way too early, and if you miss it, it's over the top because there's not a lot of oil on this house shot. It is very dry. So, I mean, I started with a weak hustle, camel hustle, that ball that I was able to play like 12, 13 to start and get it out, and it was fine until it kind of transitions, and then I just struggled with it, didn't carry. Then I got into the level, and it just wasn't working very good. If it got it in, it just skidded because it doesn't have a lot of core to that ball. Had to get it to the dry, and then it was overhooking because I was missing, and just frustrating end of that game. And then I switched now to the Red Ruby, this game 3, but not very ideal right now. What I would like to do on the lanes, I typically like to play straighter. As a one-handed bowler, I'm pretty good at that. With a lower rev rate, I can play typically between 10-15 on the house shot without much problem, right? So, and I love playing the gutter as a lefty, especially on harder shots. You know, state, nationals. State's not really hard, but nationals or other like our challenge league shots when we go on short patterns. I love playing the gutter. Not scared of that. I typically do pretty well at playing outside, but can't do that here because it's just bone dry. There's no oil. You have to play like in the oil to get it out with typically like weaker balls. And usually I'm over a 200 average bowler in my history if you look to me up on bowl.com. But last year I was down a little bit, and then I decided to make the switch over the summer to try something just to before I get too old to try to be two-handed. And then of course, the end of at nationals in Baton Rouge in April, I felt something and it just really started hurting my elbow, and I grinded through it, but it didn't go well. I was in pain and just kind of carried over to the summer. But thanks for stopping by and posting in the chat. So yeah, we are in the middle of game 3. Hopefully next week will be better. We'll get back to the normal guess the score contest. So as a reminder for those just joining, it was canceled this week, but I'm going to roll over everything to next week, where this is week 9, but I missed 1 week, so it's $40. And it'll be $45 next week if anyone guesses my score at game 3. So if you want to just like or subscribe, get the notifications when I go live. And I try to go live in like the 7 or 8 frame game too, to give everybody a couple frames to join and post. But this week was a problem with YouTube allowing me to go live horizontally. I don't know why. I never had a problem with that. I can go live vertically, but not horizontal. So weird. Not sure what's going on. So that's probably why you don't get a great view. Maybe I'll change the view a little bit here so you can see a little more of the right lane too. But it's just kind of fun to stream and to go back and watch bowling, what I did, what I did bad, what I could do better. And we are getting our butts kicked. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Bowling's bowling. House shot league doesn't matter. It's hard to get motivated to bowl house shots, for me at least. But being in pain doesn't help either. And we get 6. It's actually not that bad off my hand. Balls is too much for a house shot. I guess I'm not deep enough. And like I said, it reads on the dry and flies through the face. That's kind of how it's been going for me here. Frustrating. Bowling can be frustrating, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm definitely considering trying to figure out how to manage the next, 20 weeks of the season, so 5 months. It seems like forever, right? But there's a head pin leave. I don't know. I can always go back to one-handed, and I might actually do that just because of I'm not sure if it'll be less stress on my elbow with the brace that I wear, just because I've had to with baseball injuries when I was younger. So I'm hoping that maybe I won't have the same problem that I'm having right now with two-handed. That's hard to do. So yeah, it'll just be good to be done tonight. Nothing exciting going on. Sorry if you're watching and expecting more, but kind of a disaster. So what happened to Lanes tonight for you?
That guy's pattern is hard.
Which guys? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't even notice. That's pretty hard to do. Yeah, I did not see that. The strike one spare, strike one spare strike. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen that. Maybe you guys have. You gotta make your spares, but it's making it pretty hard on yourself. Well, I get a little bit deeper here. Still gotta get it to the dry outside. And as you can see, it just absolutely hooks like crazy. It just is crazy. I'm gonna be lucky to break 150 this game. Probably won't. Well, we're just gonna miss every spare. We're gonna chop everything. Bowling is fun. That's pretty much how this night has gone. Game 3. I have missed what? I have 5 opens. That's hard to do. So as much as I like to throw a two-hander, it's fun getting a rubber rate close to 500, more power, whatever. But I just can't seem to score. So, any suggestions? Feel free to post them if you're a two-handed bowler yourself. Obviously, it's something I'm new at. I don't have any professional coaching. It's just what I've messed around with. As younger, I've always messed around, right? Bowling two-handed and trying to, kind of like the glow bowling. There you go. Join the party. You're like chopping everything I'm chopping.
Yeah, it's so great. You all strike it except for me.
We are chopping every spare.
Yeah, so if I get a strike, then you I don't
That is. Don't know what to do. Like I said, this is kind of reinforcing that I need to do something different just because I can't score and it shouldn't be this hard. It's just I don't have the right equipment / obviously knowledge of how to adjust with what I have. I really only have 4 balls in my arsenal right now. I have a Hustle Camo. I have the Level, Storm Level. I have the Red Ruby, the Storm IQ, which I'm throwing now, and then I have a Summit. Right, so those are my 4 balls that I have two-handed and a spare ball. Probably not the right equipment, especially for this. You know, it's just I feel like the Hustle is good because it's really weak and I can control it. But then when I have to get deep and it's just I don't know. It's just not what I'm good at. I feel like obviously bowling one-handed, which I've done since I was 7 years old, I have a good idea now for sure of how my ball is going to react, how it's going to you know, different balls do different things, right? And better adjusting, making little adjustments than these huge adjustments that I've had to make two-handed and playing so deep on the lane. So, all right, let's see what I can chop this time. What were we guessing? I don't know. Might be under. No. Now we're gonna keep moving deeper. That is extreme deepness. That's what that was. That is just stupid that I had to play that deep. So if you saw that shot, that was just pretty stupid. That I have to play that deep to get the ball down the lane correctly. So again, apologies if you're watching and you're like, why is it vertical? Why is it not showing my screen? Yeah, I get it. It's not what I was planning on doing. Typically, I do the horizontal streaming. So that was over like 25 of the arrows. Out to like what, 5 maybe? I don't know. I have to watch it again because it was dumb. My last shot I'm watching on a tablet here to replay my shot. Nice thing about being able to, like I said, stream, you get to watch and rewatch your shots, and because when you're up there, it's kind of hard sometimes to see. Yeah, 25 to 5. That looks about right. Pretty stupid having to play that deep with that ball, but whatever. It's hey, we're on 100 pace, Michael. I just watched the replay of that. My last shot was 25 to 5. I'm like, oh, that's fun. It's not. It's stupid. Shouldn't have to do that to hit the pocket in a house shot. The one spare went out the window last frame. Yeah, all of us both stay together on this team, and we all do go. Dan on our team is going to nationals this year for the first time to bowl with Dave, who's up bowling now. We will be having his 25th and final year bowling nationals. So he wanted to bowl with his dad, so that's pretty cool that he's going to bowl one year with us. And yeah, Michael bowls with us every year as well. I've been going to nationals since 2004, I believe, which my first year was Baton Rouge. We went to Baton Rouge again last year, so that was kind of cool to be there for the third time now. I've gone every year except the 1 year where COVID shut it down, and then we didn't bowl the year after that in Vegas. So missed that, but every other year I bowled nationals. So I think this year is my 19th, or if that's right. I have to look. I'm closing in on that. We go usually in the middle end of April, which is fun. It's nice when it's in like a warmer city because it's then not super hot. Like Baton Rouge, it can be like ridiculously hot in the summer, and it was so humid we were there this year even. So this year it's in Reno. And probably will not be that extreme weather. I think we've gone and it's been like snowing, in fact. So. But Vegas, in middle end of April is typically very nice, and we like to go right after basically the bowling season ends as well, which is nice because you're bowling typically at your best at the end of the year. And, some teams go like May and June, right? But if the leagues all end in April, then you got to kind of stay bowling and at it for another month or two. If you're not bowling a summer league or practicing, it could be tough, right? So I like going in April. It's when everybody else wants to go anyways, which is nice. And it's typically earlier in the tournament where we can sometimes put a score up that gets on the leaderboard, like we did doubles of one year. We finished top 150. Obviously, we're not great, but we like to compete. Alright, we're gonna stay deep on this lane too. That is not as deep. And I leave a split. Jeez. If I don't get it deep enough to the dry, apparently it won't be. That's so crazy. That looked to be about like 22 maybe at zeros, and didn't get it far enough left because it didn't hit the dry. So crazy. This has been a disaster game to end the night. Good thing no one probably would have guessed I'd shoot 110, 120. I hope not. But just first game I started good. I shot 211 with one open, and then it just goes away. I have to move so far deep, change balls because the hustle isn't enough, camo, and then I just don't. I get deep like this, and then it's either like over under. If I don't get it far enough to the dry, it won't hook back. And if I get it too far to the dry early, it overhooks, of course. So I don't know how you guys deal with that if you see that kind of condition, but this is a very low volume house shot. There's no walled up that in this. Where if you miss in, it is hooking over the top. Usually you see a house shot that has like a wall up 15 to 15, right? Where if you miss in a little bit, it kind of skids there and holds. There's no hold in this house shot. I really don't understand what they're trying to do with the house shot that they put out here. No oil plus no hold. Like typically you'd say that's flatter, but I mean we don't know what it actually is, but it's ugly. It's like you throw to the bumper, but if it overhooks on the bumper, and you go over the top or through the face, and you get it in and it skids, and it doesn't because you go in to out, right? So you got to get it in the oil to start, and hopefully get it enough to get it down the lane to store enough energy on the back end. And that's the crazy part about this game. Transition, bowling, changing services, getting the ball to store energy, and then finishing at the right spot. And you got to throw it good. That's another part of it. But let's see, from practice to now, I've moved like 15 boards with my feet. So, what a disaster. It's one thing when you throw the ball bad, one thing when you just have bad ball reaction. So dumb. Like that's the only way I can get the ball to strike is by doing that. Bowling is dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. It's fun to compete, but it can definitely be frustrating. You can't score. I have no spares. It's impressive. I got the no spare game. Yeah, that's great. I think I chopped everything. Chopped the splits, chopped the spares.
Look at IQ shit. It's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's like it just slows down and just like turns. Whatever. That is an impressive 1, 2, 3, 6 strikes for $130. That's hard to do. Was that?
I need to get out of that vortex now.
What vortex?
Wind vortex.
Oh, it's terrible. It's not bad back here. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, tuning in. Hopefully next week's better. That was a disaster, that game. I don't know what the lanes, they're just so dry. For me, at least. I don't know about you.
It's right out, yeah. So I couldn't carry anymore.
Yep.
Doesn't give me any excuse to sink in this.
I didn't have any of those, Dave. I couldn't get 9. How many times do you get 6 strikes and shoot $130 though? That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
One more quarter.
Yeah. Excuse me, Daniel. All right. Yep. We are done. No? You can always try next time. You had to beat me by getting that double.